country. So item number 907313, very, very popular, are ready to start our 2-hour show. We're going to jump into our next item. Is the 2025 West Point NGC, the grading company, perfect condition burnished silver eagle core. And we mentioned it at the very top of the show because we know you're going to be super excited about this.
This kind of out of nowhere, like the United States Mint has released burnished silver eagles basically every year since 2006. So, 20 years they've put these out. And it's a thing, and it's always kind of the rarest of the regular issue silver eagles put out by the United States Mint every year. Starting in 1986, they made mint state coins and proof coins. And then starting in 2006, for the 20th anniversary of the eagle, they started doing these burnished coins. And burnishing refers to how they finish the planchet to make it look like it does. One of the ways you can tell the difference from an uncirculated coin is the W or West Point mint mark that they put right here, as you can see there. That is, they put that little W there, and that is to denote that it's the collector edition coin. So traditionally, on average, they probably, in the last 20 years, they've made, 30 million mint state coins every year. Proof coins, they've made probably 600, 800,000, a million proof coins every year, split up between W's and S's. In the burnished coins, they put out about 250,000 a year on average over the course of the years. Well, this year, they announced that they're only going to do the product limit on this in terms of what they were making available is 90,000 coins.
That's like the most limited edition I think I've ever heard you say from the U.S. Mint.
For a regular silver eagle. They do silver eagles. They did one, the 2019 S enhanced uncirculated. They did 30,000 coins, but it's a $2,000 coin. It's the rarest silver eagle.
Okay.
This is top 10 rarest silver eagles at only 90,000 coins. I mean, it's rarer than a lot of the regular special issues, but it's not at special issue price. And so the burnished silver eagle, out of nowhere, now we have the rarest regular issue. This is considered regular issue. You have proof, you have mint state, and then you have burnished. That's the regular, those are the regular issues that the United States Mint puts out every year. It's been quite a while since they put out a special edition American silver eagle. We have one coming up here, but it's going to be out of the chute, it's going to be $1,000. It's a proof silver eagle with a privy mark of the U.S. Army on it for the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be $1,000 just right out of the chute. And so the Mint is so far behind. As a matter of fact, they're going to start taking orders, I think, on the Army privy June 12th, and I think they are starting to ship in August. So that's how far behind. Now, that all lends into why this is so rare and why they made so few. The burnishing that we have here, the way they do that is they take an unstruck coin, which is called a planchet. And so they take the planchet and they put it into this machine. And this machine has all these little ceramic beads that kind of almost wash the coin to give it this matte finish, this burnished finish that you see right here. The interesting thing about this, and why they had to cut back so dramatically on the mintage of this particular coin, is it's the last coin really at the United States Mint where after the burnishing, they have to individually hand feed each coin into the press. In this world of automation, this is literally a job for a craftsman, for a tradesman at the United States Mint. And that's how you get that beautiful finish that you see right there that really brings to light the original design by Adolf Weinman when he designed that in 1916. And so he was commissioned originally by Teddy Roosevelt to do this design for the Walking Liberty half dollar. And so this coin is so difficult to make, and since they're so far behind on everything else that they're doing, they just forego, or forewent as it was, how many of these coins they were going to make. And out of nowhere now, we have the rarest regular issue silver eagle that the United States Mint has made since 1986, just out of the blue. And the burnished silver eagles over the course of the years, in my opinion, have been woefully undervalued for many, many, many years. Well, this is bringing this to the forefront. Now, here's the interesting thing. So when you look at what I have here at $279.95, that's just my regular price. By the time we have, because the United States Mint charges, these aren't regular silver eagles, so they charge the premium collector edition price, ungraded, uncertified. Then we have it in my exclusive dual core holder.
But then you've graded it and certified it, though.
That's right. We had to grade it and certify it in 70, and that's an expensive process. And by the time you put all that together, now we're down at $279.95. You can only buy this through me. You can only buy this coin through me. Is really what it comes down to. And so now, you know, we ran this, I think, one time before and sold about 60% of all the quantity I'm going to be able to get through my connections with the mint. Normally I'd get, you know, I get a fair number of these coins, but since they're making so few, all those allocations have been cut back dramatically. We had an advance release portion of these coins, and the advance release coins that we had and made available were gone instantaneously. Here, those were gone right away. I had my first release coins in the burnish that I did at 1 a.m. this morning. I think we sold half the edition this morning. We'll have the other half in the next hour. And then this is all I'm going to have at my $279.95 in my original issue price in the dual core that you have right here. We've already sold, I think, about 300 coins. I'm only going to end up with about 600 coins. And that still represents a pretty significant number of all the coins that are available.
So when does the public find out that there's only 90,000 of the entire circulation?
It's out there. All they got to do is pay attention.
Right. Well, that's my point. Unless you know.
And then all of a sudden they're going to go and they put a household limit on the burnished silver eagle, which they haven't done in long as I remember.
They put a limit on how many each household could buy?
Absolutely, a limit of 10. And I think if we're not at sellout, we're at the ragged edge of sellout right now. And all of a sudden, then everybody's going to go, well, what happened to the burnished silver eagle? Well, it's gone. And because they've moved on, they have other things to do. Like I said, they have the Army Privy Silver Eagle to do. They've got all the DC Comics stuff that's coming out that the U.S. Mint is making for the very first time. You've got all kinds of things that the United States Mint has going, and they're already starting to get ready for next year, which is the semi-quincentennial, the 250th anniversary. And I mean, the releases that they have planned for that are just insane. Well, this is kind of a microcosm of what's happening at the U.S. Mint. The difficulty in getting silver, the fact that they don't have, you know, they're kind of overworked at this point. The fact that you put all those things together. Silver was, what? Silver got 4% or 5% today? I mean, silver just went insane today, is what it was. I think it was almost 5%.
Finally, you're right about that.
Yeah. And
I mean, we've been talking about that for years and years and years.
And I think we're over 35 bucks. If it holds $35 for the rest of the week, we could see $40, $50, $60 silver really quick. In which case, all the prices, they would actually change this. I think it is, what, once every other Tuesday or something like that. They change it based on the price of silver and the price of gold.
Oh, so they changed the price of the coins.
They always change the price of the coins from mint if there are any left.
But we don't, Mike.
No, we don't. Well, once we sell them out, then if I have to go into the secondary market and buy them, you know, and that's reflected with the new, you know, 10%, 15%, 20% price higher in silver. Now I'm $2.99, I'm
so
$3.29.
This was the lower price of silver before the market knows that the circulation's only 90,000, which is one of the lowest circulations ever. I mean, this is like an amazing deal, and $93.33 to get home. Perfect condition also because it has been graded. Mike has paid for that, and I love the exclusive core. That eagle core is exclusive, and it's beautiful. I love that eagle core you did, Mike.
Yeah, well, this is something I've had exclusively for many years now. And what we call dual core. Most of the cores are the same on the front and the back. And we have different designs on the front and the back.
I just said obverse so you know that I knew that's what it was.
Very nice.
So that you know I've paid attention.
Already, since we released this, we've sold about 500 coins. We just don't have that many coins left.
And obviously you can't get more.
No, well, I could, but not from you know, not at a good price.
You always say that. I could get more, but not at this price.
Well, coins are collectibles.
I
mean, you know, you can always get more. You know, you can always get more. So like,
if you go to an auction at Christie's,
sure, absolutely, 20, 25 pennies. I mean, you know, 50-cent roll of pennies. I can get more, but they're, you know, $20 a roll now because they're ending the penny. So literally rolls of 25 pennies are $20.
Oh my God! And we do have some pennies coming up on the show.
I have some pennies coming up. I got some real cool pennies coming up.
Very cool.
I got a story for those as well. And so, but the key to this, and like I said, this is selling very rapidly right now because of the rarity, because of the collectability, because of the desirability. And like, it's not like I have inside information. It's just so much that we're paying attention.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
We have this list of, you know, what are all the mintages.
You eat, sleep, and breathe this, so you know what's up.
As soon as they said 90,000 mintage on this, as soon as they said 90,000 90,000 mintage on this. I'm going, wait a minute, I know.
You're pulling the trigger and
I'm
buying as many as you
99%
can.
sure that's the rarest burnished silver eagle.
Right.
And then the burnished silver eagle is rarer than all the other silver eagles, so that makes it rarer than all the proof silver eagles.
Oh my gosh.
Makes it rarer than all the mint state silver eagles. All of a sudden, you've got a hero here amongst American silver eagles, which is already the most popularly collected silver coin in the world today.
Oh my gosh.
And so now you've got the rarest of those from the most popular series that is being collected by collectors. You have it in perfect condition. We've talked about that at length. I mean, the single most important determining factor of value in coins is
condition.
Condition. Higher the grade, the more it's worth.
I raised my hand.
This is graded perfect, SP.
Yeah.
And you know,
isn't it harder in these specialty coins, burnished and things like that, to have a perfect condition?
It does, because I mean, when you have all these little, you know, hundreds of thousands of little ceramic beads smashing the coin.
Yeah, we talked about the last show.
It can do other things to it.
Right.
The fact that they have to be individually hand-fed into the die.
Oh my gosh. Isn't this the only one that they hand feed?
This is the only one that they hand feed into the die.
I knew that because I listened to Mike.
Yeah, and then you look at that, so you have this perfectly struck, so you see just the way Adolph Wyman intended Lady Liberty, striding beautifully into a rising sun that you see right there. It's absolutely stunning.
Gorgeous.
So you have perfection, you have rarity. That's the second most important thing, is going to be rarity.
Yeah.
And then, of course, from there, it's population. In other words, how many of them exist in a particular grade. The population on this is rare because the coin is rare. And so now when you kind of have all those things that you want to talk about in terms of popularity, this kind of checks all the boxes.
How did these grade in general?
They graded okay, not great, not bad, you know, not like the Eagle privies. But I mean, you know, we're talking probably maybe, and understand, these are coins that have never seen the light of day, literally haven't been
They should all be perfect.
They should all be perfect,
Right.
and it's maybe half.
Wow.
Maybe half that we've graded. Okay, now, oftentimes, you know, we get this, I sent in 100 coins, how many did you get? Got 0, strike throughs. You know, some got on the die, and for those 100
only
or 200.
half of them, and they're straight out of the mint.
That's not bad, actually, for almost half, to be able to get mint state 70.
Really?
So, you know, yeah, you get all kinds of coins. Like, we're grading Lincoln cents right now. I've got some graded Lincoln cents.
About that, yeah.
So there's no mint state 70s, no mint state 69s, and mint state 68s are $1,000 a piece. So understand, you know,
right. Okay,
you know,
so
mint
that's
state
still...
70 is a big deal when it comes down to that.
That's a great shot. That
Yeah,
is a
isn't
great
that beautiful?
shot.
And so now one of the ways you look at this as mint state 70 is make sure, I mean, they're looking literally at the eye there to make sure that it's fully struck, so that you see that little thing right there, that every feather, they look at that and determine that every feather has been fully struck. It's not necessarily that there's just nothing in the fields, but the fact that the coin has also been fully struck. That's always one of the problems with Morgan silver dollars, which is why there are no mint state 70 Morgan silver dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Mint state 69 started about 100 grand.
Oh my God.
You know, mint state 68.
It's a lot of flex pays.
$5,000 or $6,000 or $8,000.
Oh,
you know,
my goodness.
Is what it is. Every grade point matters. Well, there's nothing graded higher than that. That is just a fabulous shot right there.
Oh, it is.
Lady Liberty, I think that is just stunning, so that you can see really what they're looking for within that. You know, to be able to look at that coin and determine that it meets all the standards of numismatic perfection. And then, so now you have the rarity, now you have the collectability, now you have the desirability.
It's like checking every box.
Every single box that you have to check in terms of something you want to own and something you want to buy. Now let's look at price. Now let's look at this as my original issue price and exclusive to HSN that I have right now. So, you know, now you look at the price, which is my original issue price. Now you do all those parts of it as well. And then you see, you know, we've sold, what, over 500 of these at this point. Now, understand, I'm one of the biggest coin dealers in the world. So I have as many as anybody has, is what it comes down to. And we are already, you know, kind of stretching the limits of what we have.
And you're bringing every single one in perfect condition. The item number is 9120.